Good day, this is Attila Kovács from GTC.news Daily Trade with the facts in 2018, January the 23rd. And on January 10th, 2018, the Australian Communications and Media Authority announced that an investigation into Vodafone Australia revealed that the company had violated Australian law by permitting customers to purchase prepaid mobile phones without first verifying their identities. Vodafone has entered into an enforceable undertaking with ACMA to ensure that its identity checks are up to date. Its shares didn't get hurt. According to an internal memo, Philadelphia Energy Solutions, the owner of the largest US East Coast oil refining complex, plans to file for bankruptcy and it blames it on the biofuel. It comes 6 years after Carlyle Group and Sanaco rescued the company from financial distress in a deal that was supported by tax breaks and grants that saved thousands of jobs. So what is gonna come now? Carl Icahn and Darwin Deason, top shareholders of Xerox, who together own 15.7% of the photocopier Pioneer, are pushing the company to explore options including a sale of the firm. The alliance also plans to ask Xerox to break its long-running joint venture with Fujifilm and immediately fire Chief Executive Jeff Jacobson. And it is just a week after they announced the possible partial merger. Toshiba is considering an IPO of its memory chip business if an agreed $18 billion sale of the unit to Bain Capital fails to gain antitrust approval by the end of March. Toshiba no longer faces the pressure it once did to complete the sale after raising $5.4 billion with a new share issue late last year, which with tax write-offs gives it sufficient fund to cover its liabilities. The TD Ameritrade is offering around-the-clock trading on its platform for several popular ETFs, while the service for individual stocks may not be too far away. The move lets users buy and sell when market-moving news hit overnight between the after-hours and pre-market session. Trades will be placed as limit orders and are executed through electronic communication networks. Nearly a year after it was promised, Amazon's first automated grocery store, promising no lines, no checkouts, no registers, is opening to public in Seattle. Technology detects everything customers are taking or returning to shelves and charges their account when they walk out. The concept raises questions about job creation and destruction by Amazon, especially if the model is implemented at Whole Foods. The US Commerce Department has sent President Trump the results of its national security probe into aluminum imports and is now awaiting his response. The question of whether to order broad tariffs or quotas has been the subject of intense debates in the White House, pitting officials who favor more aggressive restrictions against pro-business factions who favor a more cautious approach. Companies related to the cause is for example, the Alcoa. British shares stumbled yesterday as strength in the pound weighed, while gambling companies suffered double-digit falls as fears of the government restriction weighed on the sector. Shares in William Hill and Ladbrokers fell 11.6% and 7.9% after the government was set to lower the limit of betting shop terminals to £2 from £100 in a move that would hit their revenues. Deutsche Telekom and the French Orange had merger talks last year that ended with no positive outcomes because it was not beneficial to put the companies on an equal footing, and it seems the matter is now closed. Both companies' shares gained around 2%, which means investors like them the way as they are. In our daily peak, pay attention to the German Stada, which got approved to distribute its drugs Europe-wide. Deutsche Börse is expanding its business as companies leaving the United Kingdom. The First Solar is on the move as solar panel tariffs are good. You should keep an eye on Tesla as well. Netflix market capital hit $100 billion in after hours. Be smart here. Dow DuPont, after the company's merger, gained 25% year to date, seems to be a good idea. It's set for another climb. We are heading into Tuesday's session, as we must keep in mind that US Senate will vote again on its short-term budget, while Japan is releasing its monetary policy today. The euro-dollar has been choppy yesterday, probably setting out for a bullish run, aiming towards 1.24 or even 1.25. On short-term